What do we do as entrepreneurs, as team members in companies? What do we do at this moment if what you're saying is correct, that there will be a
boom and bust?
A boom and bust. Which I think every smart person that I've spoken to agrees that there will be a bust soon. But what does one do right now in March, April 2026 to prepare for this?
Well, you put money aside if you can. You buy other assets you think are going to survive the boom and bust cycle.
Like what?
That's the trouble. I mean, gold's been driven up. Gold's now been driven down. People are buying Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is collapsing as well. In some ways, you can't. It's like saying, what do I do during an earthquake to not fall over? In terms of insulating yourself, I really can't see a way of insulating yourself from the downturn. But I'm not as worried about that as long-term consequences of AI, because this is the first technology which implies you can actually virtually eliminate labour as necessary for reducing output, because you can use AI rather than clerks. You can use, I know this is a long way from being feasible, but robots could replace process workers. And then suddenly something which employs 70% of the global population is no longer necessary. And then what do you do in that situation? What I've seen, which I respect, coming out of the tech bros in America, is they're talking in terms of universal basic income.
You think a universal basic income is a good idea? And
I do.
We should probably explain what that is.
Yeah. Well, it's the state provides everybody with enough money to stay alive. That's the basic idea. Rather than having to work for a living, at the minimum, you get paid an amount of money that means you can buy the goods and services that are necessary to stay alive. You don't necessarily prosper, but you get enough to survive. And so that's the idea of UBI. Now, at the moment, to survive, you've got to have a job. And like that guy you mentioned is working at three jobs right now. If he got a UBI, he wouldn't have to work at those 3 jobs. He might work at one, or he might actually consider his own business possibilities in that situation. So I think universal basic income is a necessity given what robotics and AI can do to employment.